Hi, and welcome. I'm here today to talk to you about your first persuasion essay, the Miss Knightley essay. There's a lot of new things we haven't done before, so I hope that you'll give it your full attention. Anyway, the first step to doing well in this assignment is to read the assignment sheet completely. That Miss Knightley situation, there's a lot of facts there. I hope that you will kind of highlight or underline the ideas that you think you're going to need. Then once you're really familiar with it, then you want to decide, yes, I'm one of her champions, or no, I'm one of her detractors. Now don't forget, we're not writing a letter. This is an essay written to the members of the school board to convince them to either renew her contract or not renew her contract. An effective persuasive essay won't try to do too much, won't try to cover too much ground, will simply cover a certain amount of material, but cover it very, very clearly. If you are in favor of renewing her contract, then your thesis should make that point, make it very clear, very effective. Each topic sentence should repeat that point and focus in on one particular aspect of why. For example, Miss Knightley's contract should be renewed. You got to mention Miss Knightley in the thesis, of course. You got to mention her contract. You got to say renewed or not renewed. You got to make those three things clear. Then your first topic sentence might be, Miss Knightley should have her contract renewed because she's an excellent teacher. Now, don't forget, this is third person. Don't talk about yourself. Just focus on Miss Knightley and her contract. Those are the things that are important. Also, you need to worry about the audience and the purpose. The reason you're writing this essay is to either get her contract renewed or to convince the audience not to renew her contract. And so keep the purpose in mind. Make sure your point is clear, and keep your audience in mind. Remember what we said about the school board. Members of the school boards in small towns tend to be a little older than average. They tend to have a higher income. They tend to be more conservative, a little bit more religious. So use those factors. Remember, you're not writing to a bunch of 18-year-olds. So keep in mind who your audience is and the best way to persuade them. Now, normally, and we talked about this in class, a school board is going to always have money, economics, taxes, salaries as a big part of the argument. But I also want you to remember that the school board is also worried about what's best for our children, what's best for the students, what can we do to benefit our students in a way that we can afford. So kind of keep that in mind. Keep in mind that most of these school board members have good educations. They've all been through high school. Most have been through college. Some of them have probably earned advanced degrees, masters, or maybe some medical doctors or medical professionals or business people. Make sure each body paragraph only has one main idea, which is clearly stated in the topic sentence. And then you're going to back it up with facts. Now, I've given you lots of facts in the assignment sheet. Miss Knightley's 30 years old. This is her second teaching job. She is taking care of her parents. She nurses one beer a night at the local bowling alley. Feel free to use any of those facts and all of them if you want. Or you can make up facts of your own if you wish. Just make sure they don't contradict the spirit of the assignment. Also, another part of your paper, somewhere in your paper, you have to refer to an authority. I've already posted 2 pages of quotes from different authorities that I just made up, and you're welcome to use any of those quotes you want, or all of them. Just because you have to do something one time doesn't mean that's the max. You could quote 2 or 3 or 4 different authorities. I also like the opening quote style of introduction for this, or the opening opposite would be a nice style of introduction, but whatever you choose, it needs to be clearly one of those types of introductions that I gave you the list of. Okay? We want to predict the consequences. Now that's probably best for the conclusion. Somewhere in the conclusion, you want to say, if Miss Knightley's contract is not renewed, then this and this and this. Or if Miss Knightley's contract is renewed, this and this and this. Don't say if or maybe or perhaps. Act like it's a certified fact. Go ahead and state it, if we don't renew her contract, then our students won't have as good a grounding in physics. Or if her contract is renewed, Miss Knightley will continue to hold court at the bowling alley. Be specific, give examples, give names. Go ahead and name the bowling alley. If you're going to talk about the anti-drug campaign, be sure to give it a name, Red Ribbon campaign, or the Just Say No, or the DARE, or make up something of your own. I don't care. But make sure your ideas make sense. They have a solid basis in facts presented in the case, and Make sure they build on each other. That last paragraph, this is emphatic, so be sure your transitions say one little reason her contract should not be renewed, a bigger reason Ms. Knightley's contract should not be renewed, the biggest reason her contract should not be renewed is. Okay, so emphatic order, make sure that last paragraph is the most powerful, the most convincing. Then repeat, summarize your main ideas in the conclusion, no new ideas. Proofread carefully, and I'm sure you'll do well. If you have any questions at all, feel free to email me, and we'll talk some more later.